I'm Rob Johnson, Executive Director of the Institute for New Economic Thinking, and I'm here today to announce the recipients of the first round of INET grants. We looked at about 520 proposals, narrowed it down to 77 finalists, and we're going to award slightly over 30 grants. I've been working since the beginning of the summer with a team of 11 assistant professors, my advisory board, outside referees, and eventually the governing body that is our board that determined who would be the final winners. We looked at this process from various different vantage points. We wanted to promote young scholars. We wanted to promote innovative thinking from wherever it came from. We wanted to promote disciplines that have been, how would I say, undernourished by the traditional sources of finance, like economic history, history of economic thought, and some of the newer disciplines like systems and network theory or the theory of financial contagion. We have a balance between looking at what are the most interesting and novel and new ideas, promoting young scholars, and seizing upon what are the most important and significant challenges that society faces. For economics to be meaningful and to be useful, it has to have a moral purpose and be grounded in the real challenges our society will address as a result of the crisis and as we move into the future. INET was formed just a little over a year ago, and after our first conference in Cambridge, England, the enthusiasm about the need for new economic thinking was extraordinary. As we complete this first round of grant awards, we are very excited because we're enlarging the community. 35 scholars or teams of scholars will be receiving INET funds and starting on the path of producing new economic thinking and reinvigorating subdisciplines that have been neglected in recent years. When I look at the proposals that were awarded by the governing board, I really see it in three clusters. First of all, the crisis, which inspired the origins of INET and showed us all that the economics profession had been off course, was really focused on the financial sector. So questions of financial fragility, radical uncertainty, expectations that are unstable, these were developed as direct inspiration from the challenge of 2008. The next dimension is what I will call the moral questions of the day: rising inequality, alleviation of poverty, the development of human capital, and what are the determinants of growth. Those are timeless questions, but never more important than right now when the economies of the world are in transition. And finally, the third group had to do with disciplines that add illumination and insight, but not particularly through the practice of mathematical deduction. History of economic thought and economic history shed light on thinking and shed light on past episodes that may be illuminating regarding current challenges. When we look at the first round recipients, we see a couple of patterns. First of all, a very large concentration in continental Europe, the UK, and the United States. In subsequent rounds, we'd very much like to see the network of grant recipients broadened geographically to Asia, with China and India being of great importance, as well as Latin America and parts of Eastern Europe. Secondly, we would very much like to see a larger proportion of young people. As we start out right now, people who have what you might call the security to strike out in new directions are often tenured professors or people who are of greater stature in professional security. But as we move forward, incorporating and invigorating young people is going to be the center of INET's focus. Finally, in future rounds, I hope that we can inspire applications from disciplines like anthropology, sociology, biology, political science, and we hope in future rounds that we will inspire those related disciplines to play a bigger and bigger role. I want to encourage you to engage us here at the website and look at the grantees, their profiles, their backgrounds, their research agendas, and engage with them and with us about the important questions that they're going to lead the exploration of in the coming days. I also want you to be thinking of yourself as being on that website in the next round. Just after the turn of the year, I want to encourage you to make your own application, and we'll put you on that list and have your profile as part of the next round as this INET community gets larger and larger and tries to move the economics profession into better balance, into new creative directions.